To whom much is given, much is required.
Okay.
You feel it. When I first started, I was like, okay, I thought it was one thing. And then it started to grow into something so much bigger. Walked Away has encouraged me to pour into myself in a way that's unimaginable, right? I think my group deserves a leader who can lead properly. So I definitely think that it has allowed me the opportunity to lean into growing myself up. Walked Away has inspired me to be a leader in a way that I didn't even think I had, right? Like I have to lean into those things a lot more.
What's going on, fam? This is KR Jones of the Off the Strength podcast, and I am here to tell you to like, listen, subscribe, and if you're feeling freaky, visit offthestrength.com. That's where you can go and get more information on us. That's where we can link, we can build, we can connect, and let's make this thing work.
What's good, everybody? What's good? Welcome back to yet another episode of Off the Strength. We're giving you an inside look into all things wellness culture. I'm a trainer called Tony, and of course, with me, I got a gentleman of extraordinary league.
KR Jones is in the building.
That's right, folks. We are back. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, listeners of all time from near and far, you are now in store for a treat today.
Hey.
Brother Jones, today I got to get people to get ready to walk it away. We got Kia Nedd in the house with us today. Now, this is a women's-led walking group inside of New York City that emphasizes movement, mental health, and sisterhood. The group creates a supportive and welcoming environment for women to come together, walk, socialize, and prioritize their well-being. So let's make some noise for Kia one time. Let's make some noise. Yeah. And, of course, she comes to us by way of my good brother, KJ. Now, for those out there in listening land who've been watching our shows on the YouTube channel and they see this intro and we coming down live on the block of the rock, his brother behind there doing all kind of wizardry in those camera angles. When we walking through, that's good brother right over here. So, hi, KJ, I'm very happy to have y'all in the building with us today. Thank you for coming up.
Thank you.
Thank you for kicking it with us. And we always like to anchor it in. How you feeling today?
I am feeling grateful.
Okay.
Lots of gratitude.
Right on. Same on this side. Now, the good folks out there will know that we connected back on that Rivian Choose Your Own Adventure run, walk, and ride. And I said from that day forward, I was very happy to have us really share that time and space. You was walking with my actual family out there.
Yes.
We was on the west side. We was having a good time, had some fellowship. Everybody got the chance to kick back. So I'm very happy to extend our efforts over here and be able to share your story with the good listeners out there.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
For sure. We gotta let good people know how to walk it away. Now, Brother Jones,
What's the word?
traditionally we used to kick off this show a specific type of way.
We did.
I want you to go back, way back into the archives, Kyle.
All right.
Now, can you please set her up for the question that used to open up this show?
That I can. Kai, the question we ask is, where were you when you fell in love with this thing we call wellness?
Ooh, that was a good question. Where was I? First I'll preface it by saying I'm someone who struggles with what is overcoming anxiety. And at times with anxiety, you need to find a gateway to navigate that. And I was like, man, I'm feeling very stagnant. Like I need some movement. And I just didn't know where to start. Like many people just don't know where to start. And I was just like, you know what? I need to do something.
Okay.
I have to make a change. When you pour into yourself and you fill your cup, you feel the best. I wasn't feeling good either because I wasn't moving around. I wasn't paying attention to the things that I was eating. I was just kind of like living my life with no purpose in terms of wellness. And then I would say it was a pivotal moment where I realized it was time for a change. I underwent an extreme transformation. I was 375 pounds. I lost like 150 pounds. And then from then on, I fell in love with just being the best version of myself. I was like, all right, let's start doing something. Let's go to the gym. Okay, let's start walking. Let's try some classes. And from then on, I fell in love with it and what it means and how it makes me feel. And yeah.
I love that. Now, as you're doing this on your own personal side, what makes you think about starting to formulate, like, hey, I need to get more people to this party? Like, where's that thought come from? And what were some of the events that led up to, you know what, I could start to make this happen?
Right. So, like I said before, I'm someone who struggles with anxiety. And I realized, and I was having a really tough day that day. It was like really, really bad. And KJ, who is my boyfriend, I went to him, I was like, I'm really, I'm stressed, I'm overwhelmed, I'm overthinking. He was like, babe, let's get outside. So we went outside. I have the pleasure of living so close to Century Park. He was like, well, let's just go for a walk. I'm getting out there, I'm moving around. I'm like, oh, I'm feeling better already.
Mm-hmm.
While we're, walking and we're talking, he actually said, he was like, you look so much lighter. There's so many people struggling with this. And then it was almost it was like it clicked. I was like, oh man, I got to do something. I remember I made the first flyer for Walk It Away on Canva.
Okay.
I had no clue what I was doing. I was like, it was probably like a basic flyer. I was like, I just need somebody to come.
Yeah.
He helped me film some content to get the girls going. And then when I put it out, it was like, wow, so many people were like, I need this. I'm looking for this. I'm searching for sisterhood. I want to start somewhere. I need movement. And it just kind of like became a world of its own.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, man, I have so much gratitude and gratefulness for that moment. So it met me at a moment where I was struggling the most.
Yeah.
And I realized there's somebody else struggling. When you are struggling with anxiety, you constantly feel like it's like closing in on four walls on a consistent basis. When you get up and you move, that's when things start to shift. Your mood shifts, the dynamic shifts. And so many people don't understand or don't even have a group that they can just walk with. Just move around, laugh. By the time you finish walking, you're like, dang, what was I worried about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally get it. That's one of the most brilliant hacks inside of life, is like you having the ability to get up and literally move away from a problem in the physical kind of sense, right? It's a benefit and a blessing because not everybody can do that, but when you do, you start to realize that, oh wait, hold on, I could process this thing a little bit differently, or I could take a little bit of a pause. I know me and this good brother over here have shared many a day inside the park specifically. It's kind of like you walking through your mind a little bit. You get to process some of the stuff that, man, I can't wait. They sent that email this morning, man. I'm tired. I'm sick and tired of being. By the time you get around a little bend, you walking up a hill, you start breathing a little bit more. It's like, hey, wait a second. I ain't worried about Cheryl and all her problems. She can stay over there. Whatever, Cheryl. But on some real, like, it's beautiful to see the union of y'all two both processing that and going through it at the same time. And I got to sing this brother's praises. I know he's not on the mic, but I'm going to talk about him like he should be on the mic at some point in time. But I've shared processing a lot of my issues with this good brother, riding around in the city and having different conversations along waterfronts. The fellowship that you get with that shared sense of accomplishment is something beautiful. So to see y'all share that in y'all, your relationship dynamic is amazing. It's something that I know it keeps both of y'all anchored, and it gives you the opportunity to have those outlets in the city where, everybody's trying to tell you to move faster and faster every 2 seconds.
Yes.
Everybody's trying to tell you need to be hard, you need to move. Like, how important is it for Black women in particular to have a soft space to be able to process that?
I love this. It's extremely important. I think, and I'll say this, I'll be a little bit transparent. Me and him were actually having a conversation, and I was like, man, like, he really prioritizes rest in our relationship, right? Like, when you are a Black woman navigating this world, you are everything for everybody. In corporate America, you have someone to answer to, which is me, Monday to Friday. And then, you have your family, you have everybody, you have to do everything for everybody. And this was the first relationship that I've been in, or this is the first connection that I've been in where it's like, no, slow down, relax. And resting and being in that space is so important. You're able to just, find different levels of yourself when you prioritize softness and resting, and you're able to focus on yourself and pouring into yourself and all of those things. So it's extremely important for especially Black women to have that, to have a safe space, or not even just a safe space in a relationship, but try to do things that encourage softness throughout your day-to-day, even alone. Slowing down, pacing yourself, all of those things matter. And it's something that I would say I love that it's picking up now with social media and self-care, but it's more than skincare, and it's more than a Pilates class and matcha.
Yeah.
It's more than all those things.
For sure.
It really is like, okay, I have to buckle down. What are my goals that don't center around a deadline? What do I have? What hobbies do I have? What do I want to do? What is it? I'm about to take boxing.
Come on
I don't
now.
know why. I just want to try it.
Why not?
But it's a way for me to dive deep into things that I enjoy and things that I like. And that ultimately, resonates with softness. We're allowing you to just flow in the things that you enjoy and the things that you like. So we need that.
Yeah.
And it's important to prioritize that.
Absolutely, absolutely.
As you talk about this, I'm hearing a lot of curiosity in your story, and I'm curious about where does that stem from? Just kind of the feeling to want to explore, to know that you'll be all right. I feel like there's a lot of hesitation, especially in the Black community, to try new things. So, like, where did that come from?
Therapy. I would suggest that a lot. Like, it allows you to share your fears and your weaknesses and the things that scare you the most. And once you have someone on the other end providing you with resources to tell you, listen, everything is going to be just fine, then you're like, dang, I really do have to calm down a little bit. Like, I have to slow down. And then also, I would say, when you're on a journey of finding yourself, especially as a woman, curiosity just comes. Like, it's like, okay, well, what is my next step? What do I want to do? And you can't focus fully on fear. You can't focus on if it doesn't work. You can't think about the negatives. You kind of just have to power through, push through in a positive way. But I would just go back to saying therapy. Therapy has helped me put so many different things in perspective, especially in my life. It allowed me to have somewhat of, I feel more empowered. I know that I can do anything. A couple of years ago, I would not have ever imagined doing a walking club or having a walking club, doing anything with wellness, with fitness, of any sort. But having that ability to say, okay, I need some help to figure out how to sort these emotions out, having that space, having that, encourager on the side, like, you could do it.
Yeah.
It definitely pushed me in the direction of moving forward. And a support system. But
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Was that something that you grew up with normalized for you? Like the idea of therapy and things that like come along with that, having those tools to be able to impact that?
I grew up in a Black Southern family.
Okay.
And I think that as I got older, I found that on my own. People find things in different ways.
Yeah. I
found my need to go to therapy, I think, during the pandemic, during losing my grandmom, who was played a pivotal part in my life. And I was like, man, I was talking to everybody, but everybody, I would say, in my family, don't kill me, anybody, but they're very, very, the women are like, we got to keep going. We got to move. And I was like, but I can't. I'm trying, but I feel crippled. I physically, emotionally, mentally, I cannot move. And when I realized that I wasn't really getting the answers that I needed from them, I was like, man, I have to outsource. And I was just like, I got to do therapy. But commonly, no, that wasn't something that was talked about. Now it is, though. Yeah.
And I look at what you make kind of like popular and in vogue today, I think, at least in my story, the people, predecessors, matriarchs of the family, they carry themselves and they have that. That's why I asked about softness. It's like there's that strong Black woman trope that's built in that I never asked for, but I have been the benefactor for a long time. And I know some part of that is beautiful, some part of that is amazing, some part of that shit is defeating.
Yes,
it's like, hey, we don't need you to do every single thing. I like the fact that you can believe that. Don't take me, I ain't telling you where to go, right?
Yeah.
But there is some spaces where you need to have a little bit of a respite from that, right? So seeing the people who are our predecessors have that built in where it's kind of like, yo, you need to, this is the only way that you can do it. You got to be better. You got to be 110%. You got to do all that. It comes from a place that I know they mean the best.
Yeah.
And in today's world, it just is not fully adapted to the dynamic nature that you have to be able to show up to. It's like, I can't be the best if I got to be 100 at everything.
Exactly.
It's going to take a lot out of me, and I ain't going to be able to give back to everything else that is important to me. So I love hearing the thoughts that, allowed you to find that on your own time. Now, I could hear that is something that is present inside of your group. When I know I only got the chance to meet them briefly in that one instance, but I see a sisterhood that's anchored in a lot of those same thoughts. Like, can you talk to me a little bit about maybe a story or two that you take that learning process and you are able to share that with other people? What's it feel like when you hear them resonate on the same thing that, you've been exploring and you found that was helpful?
Two things. First thing, it made me realize that I'm not alone in these thoughts and these feelings. And it's very heartwarming, I would say. I'm so grateful that, A, women feel vulnerable enough to share those stories with me. And secondly, I am grateful that they have a safe space. So typically when we have these walks, we're meeting up We like to start our walk with prayer, right? That's just to clear the intention, to set the intention. And then I like to ask the ladies, okay, so what are we walking away today? And having that question, it allows them the space and opportunity to go and share what they're walking away and then why they're walking away from it. There's a few ladies, but there's one lady, young woman that I love the most. Her name is Callie.
Shout out to Callie.
I love you some Callie. I love me some Callie. But Callie has come, Callie and Ella, but they've come to almost every walk. And the vulnerability that they have displayed, you can tell that that's something that they enjoy to do in that space. And they're consistent with coming and doing so. So those two right there. But in that way, like, allowing Walking Away to be that safe space for women and allow them to be vulnerable by having that opening question definitely sets the tone for what Walking Away is.
I want you to stay with that for a second. Now, I think a lot of people, especially in popular wellness, right? If you go into a space like you mentioned Pilates, you mentioned the yogas, there's a lot of practices that'll happen beforehand that we won't even think twice about and be like reciting and going into all that stuff, which is fly for everybody that's associated with that, right? You said that you anchor everybody in prayer. I think that that is powerful, and I think that ritualistically it is just as significant, and it's not just significant, it's emblematic of that Southern culture that you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
So when you bring these richnesses and these values into a space of wellness, for me it's important to call stuff out like that because it's always there. It's just that when we're looking at it as like a mudra or like a vinyasa kind of thing, we're much more readily accepting of, oh, that's their type of wellness. No, we've always had wellness. We can anchor ourselves back in this practice. You just got to be familiarized with your practices that are native to where you're going, right? So when people hear that, what's their reception to how you set that intention for the walk?
I think first things first is I like to read the room when I do that. A lot of the women who come, not everybody is a Baptist. Not everybody prays the way that we pray.
Yeah.
I always want to be very respectful. So I read the room, and it's like oh, okay. It's like a positive, you know, feeling. And then it's instant, like the weight of the world is like, you can see when I say, all right, let's bow our heads for prayer, everybody's like, it's like, oh, I needed this. Okay, this is safe. And I wanted that to be the focal point of the walks as well, because I do have some deep Southern roots. And a lot of that stems from being a Baptist. I'm a Baptist. And prayer set the intention for a lot of things in my life. My relationship with God has set the tone for a lot of things in my life. And I do feel like it has revealed to me my purpose. And with revealing my purpose to me, it has also allowed me to know that Walking Away is my purpose. My purpose is service, community, giving back, showing up. And I'm so grateful to have that ability to set the tone with prayer, because then it also allows everyone in that room to know this is a place where you can kind of leave your worries, your burdens, bear down, and just be.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I love anything that invites people into that fold, because in a time where people, you said purpose a few times in there. There's a lot of people out here in this world, in the streets right over here. A lot of people lacking purpose.
Yeah.
A lot of people lacking focus, and you could see it play out in the ills that end up plaguing them. You know, like some of the things that people really end up having those anxieties about, having some of those things that, you know, preclude them from finding their peace and their, you know, oneness in life, lacks that purpose, right? So anytime that you get to anchor that and stand in that and be like, no, this is also a part of this wellness journey. This is actually a vital part to this wellness journey. This is what's holding this all together.
Yeah.
I love to see that. I love to celebrate that. And I want to make it more a bolder space for everybody that's practicing like that to know you could also incorporate this into your practice. So got to champion you for that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, you know, I was raised to not be in black women business, so I got
Okay.
I got to leave with that.
That's how you starting off the conversation?
You
I
know
apologize
me.
for whatever he says after this. I don't know where you're coming from.
I'm gonna need you to take it easy. Now, my question, and let me know if I'm going too deep, but you talked about finding yourself, and you talked about, you know, venturing into therapy. I'm curious about outside of not feeling right, what were the indicators that you were lost, and what was it like being in that space before you got to walk it out?
I would say feeling lost, the way that I felt lost, was just sadness. It was like constant sadness. The sadness or chaos in terms of worrying about everything around me. And then also, I'll go back to what I was saying before, with me like losing weight and going on that journey too, that sparked something in me as well. It was a shift. For some people, it's like, the way that I navigated that shift was different. I was a different person, and the things that I used to enjoy, I didn't enjoy anymore. The things I used to like, I didn't like. I didn't take interest in doing certain things, but I didn't know how to navigate that new space either. Like, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, and it led me to feel lost. I didn't really know who I was at that point, because it's like when you're going through that transition and that change, the girl that you once looked at in the mirror is no longer there. Your goals are shifting and changing, but you don't know how to lean into that. And then you are also in a space of still relearning old things, right? And so that led me to just feel extremely sad, because I was like, man, why can't I get it together? Like, I'm trying my hardest. I'm praying every day, because you can pray every day, but faith without works is dead. I was like, I'm praying, but I realized I'm doing all this praying, going to church on Sunday, listening to sermons. I'm not even moving. I'm not getting up. I'm not sticking to my goals. I'm not making plans. I'm not like making concrete plans of why or how to do something. This is why I'm lost. So I had to really, dive deep and say, okay, this is what I have to do. I gotta walk. I gotta get up. I gotta move. I gotta walk it away. I gotta get up. And I think leaning into that feeling of being lost is something that so many people shy away from. Lean into it, because when the deeper you lean into feeling lost, you'll be able to be found. You'll be able to like, okay, well, this is what I need to do. I need to do this. This is how I need to fix this. So to answer your question, and you were not in the black woman's business. You did the right thing.
There we go.
I just
right?
wanted to preface that.
Thank you.
That's just still how it starts, though. I just laying.
Forewarning.
Warning.
But yeah, that's basically how I navigated that area.
Yeah, I think that is, again, just testimony to the partitioning of a person into all these different segments where we're supposed to be more holistic about it, right? So the separating from, well, I didn't do enough of my physical stuff, but I'm mentally and spiritually, I feel buoyed and I feel supported, or my spiritual, my mental, and my physical is good, but I'm missing community piece over here. I'm missing community, but I need, there's a balance that you have to do for all of those things, I think, to feel good in your ecosystem of what's going on around you. It's important to have a partner behind you that's also invested in, the things that you want to go forward in as well. It's important to have your community for that fellowship. So when you're laying this all out and you can see your growth between where you started and where you are right now, what's something that you're most proud of for yourself for having accomplished?
Tony, you trying to make me cry?
No.
Nah.
I want to know the truth. It's a lot. I could hear the testimony to your work, right? And I could understand the perspectives of people who are on that journey.
Yeah.
Where it's kind of like, I want to be able to see you for who you are then, who you are now, and then eventually we're going to get to where you want to be. Right. But right now, it's important to appreciate your work that you've done right up to this part. What are you most proud of?
I am proud that I am keeping promises to myself.
Okay.
If I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. I'm becoming impeccable with my word,
That's
especially
important.
with myself. I'm so grateful that I'm doing that. I feel like I'm proud that I'm saying, okay, I'm going to go to the gym these days. Okay, I'm going to eat this way. Okay, I'm going to show up to work this way. All right, I'm going to even do my skincare routine. Then I'm going to also make time and space for others, like for Walk It Away. All of those things, I am proud of that. That's what I'm the most proud of.
Okay, all right. So, sorry, I want to go back into what you were just talking about, all of those things being the most proud, right? And my good brother Hassan over here has some added questions that he needs. He's got some QT&As. That's questions that need to be answered, okay? So, what about adding in some walking stats? Like, if somebody was just getting started, right? Initially, they haven't had their revelation moment where they're like, I want to get this going, or I want to get something. Like, what's an important piece of information to just get your first step forward to start to take on this new journey and this new challenge?
I would say don't go into it trying to do the extreme.
Yeah.
Don't try to take it all on.
Right.
Do what you can. Meet yourself where you are. Don't try to go in there like, okay, for example, I'm going to walk 10,000 steps on today. Some people can't do 2,000 steps. Do what you can.
Yeah. The
Do what you
outcome
can.
goals versus the process goals is usually the big things that come out for me in that standpoint. Whereas I think a lot of people at any version of their wellness journey, the future self that we have in our mind, that future self be doing all types of action hero stuff inside there. He'd be like, yo, that future self, tomorrow,
Undefeated.
I'm going to get up, I'm going to jump out the plane, I'm going to land on the basketball court,
Right?
dunk,
Do
obviously.
1,000 jump shots.
Get them all up. Mamba mentality is going to lead me right back on the track. That's where I'm going to finish up about 5Ks back to back.
Then I'm going to do it tomorrow.
Then I'm going to have breakfast. It's like, that's all before breakfast. So I don't need all of that to be, hey, this is how you get on your start of your wellness journey, right? It is something that I think a lot of people have gotten a different messaging about what wellness is holistically, right? So we talked about when you fell in love with it. Can you talk to me just about basically like what is the term mean to you today as compared to maybe what it used to mean at different points in your life?
What wellness means to me now.
Yeah, what does that mean today? What's that mean and what's it look like?
Okay, I feel like wellness means longevity.
Yeah. Okay.
Filling my cup is something I love to say. That's
Yeah.
like my favorite thing, my mantra. Wellness is consistently showing up
Yeah.
at every stage.
Yeah.
When you know, when you don't know, when you can't give 100, but you can give, bro, I got 60 in the tank, and give 60.
Right.
Showing up.
It's intentionality, it's caring, the consistency component to it. If people just showed up consistently, right, you would be able to circumvent and take care of so many of the comorbidities and comortalities that plague the community that I come from, right? Showing up consistently and caring to make one better decision a day. Just one. It doesn't have to be everything. Hey, you know what? I was wilding out. I was talking to you earlier. I was like, hey, I used to be a soda guy. Now I'm a sparkling water guy. That used to be my thing. Like we had Pepsi points. You remember them Pepsi points in the house? They had us in a chokehold.
We ain't do those.
You had the jackets. I'm talking bags. I was going back to school Pepsi'd out.
We use Dr. Pepper, folks.
They ain't get no points on the pepper. There was no points on the pepper package, Kyle.
Mountain Dews, if you will. You know,
But
Coke family.
They had us down bad. Man. But I was wearing them little hats and jackets. It was like, meanwhile, I'm 40,000 calories in off a Big Gulp. So, like, that's crazy. I can't do this. Oh, okay.
No, big gulps we did.
See?
You know.
But there's a way to me seeing even in that evolution. It's like, okay, my wellness is about my joy. My wellness is about the moments that I get to share with people. I can look back and be like, yo, we was wilding, but look at how we making decisions today. Like, that's part of my whole continuum of all these things that wellness means. And sharing that, even seeing how people start to adjust their, however they're showing up. People got to come in, hey, Tony, listen, man, I switched out. I ain't doing this. I'm over on this side now, just so you know. I'm like, I appreciate that the cascading impacts of when people see you doing something great, they're going to want to do it great too. Like, I'm sure you've come across that.
Yes.
Okay, talk to me about it.
So, first things first, right? I am someone who, when I started walking away, I had to do a lot of self-preservation, like a lot of self-talk, and like, you could do it.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of women who want to start but don't know where to start are used to seeing a certain type of woman do these things, right? Super duper fit or super duper slim, which, everyone has their own different physical attributes.
Yeah.
When they see someone who is doing it, who's not there yet, because I'm gonna do, but who's not there, they're like, oh, well, I can start here. And I think also setting the tone with walking away, letting them know everyone is welcome. Start. So I think when they look at me and they come to the page and they're like, well, who's the person that's doing it? And they seem like, okay, I could do this too. Like, having that is a great thing. There was someone who came to the walk. I did a tea party walk to support a black tea shop in Harlem.
Okay.
And it's called the Unique Boutique. And they were probably one of the first businesses to welcome us in. And at the time, this is my largest group, and it was someone's birthday.
Yeah.
And she got up, and she, we do our circle. We wanted to really celebrate her, because birthdays are a big thing, and walking away.
Okay.
We love that. And she got up, and she was like, I didn't think I could do this. I lost a bunch of weight. I'm just really getting physical, and I'm so grateful to be here. You guys have encouraged me to be here and do this. So when you hear things like that, you're like, okay, the tone has been set.
like I said before, I'm a very curious man, Tony. And my curiosity takes me to what role does New York City specifically play in Walk It Out? Like, I'm thinking about New York being a walkable city for the most part. And then how does that translate to your Southern roots and getting the family to like walk it out in spaces that might not be as walkable?
So New York City has its advantages. You can walk anywhere. I think also, first I'll answer the second part because that's really important to me. My family has definitely grown a lot in terms of like with fitness and health and things like that. They're not in walkable places. Like I have family in South Carolina, I have family in Alabama. They're like in the rural parts of those areas. But they do prioritize walking, at least on the treadmill. So we have our little accountability group chat, or we have our little, Apple Watches where we can track the fitness and all that good stuff. So we're like, all right, girl, I did my 10,000 steps for today. I did my 8,000 steps for today. So I think keeping that momentum going and being positive when doing so, it has definitely set the tone for the dynamic in my family and how they view fitness and how they view wellness. I also think that with Walk It Away being based here in New York, it's so easy to like create like really, that's the fun part, I would say, creating like the trails of how to get to where we're going and how to walk together.
Yeah.
When I first started, I just did Central Park because that was like my comfort space. I was like, let's do a lap around Central Park.
Right.
Then I was like, man, New York is so pretty. Let's try to do to the pier. So it's like, you get to find different spots. And then I was like, okay, well, how about let's try to incorporate community back into this.
Yeah.
Let's reach out to some Black-owned businesses, some women-owned businesses, some businesses in Harlem, some businesses in Brooklyn. Let's see what we can do so that we can make that an endpoint that we were giving business to the community, but we're also enjoying ourselves while we get there.
Yeah.
So making wellness and fitness enjoyable in that moment too, with it being social and having something to look forward to, has helped Walk It Away a lot.
I love to hear that. Yeah, there's something that I wish that I could adapt in my own personal practice is the ability to share those stats and not have it turn into something that it's not supposed to be. Like, it sounds like a very loving and like nurturing environment. I'm like, yeah, girl, you did yours. That's
It
what's
get
up.
competitive though.
That's the only part that I would hear on my side, because it's like, again, I got some friends that just be in competition that I didn't even know we was in a competition
Man
for.
up, brother.
See what I'm trying to talk about? It was like, listen, I'm just doing it. I'm out here doing my wellness thing. I'm trying to do this for me. He's like, nah, I meditated longer than you, son. What's up? It's like, you ain't even aligned today. What's going on? And I wish that we had more nurturing environments, is what I'm saying. That we too can be soft and calm.
I'm soft.
And I'm not talking about the skin routine. But speaking of which, okay, you did bring this up as a part of a whole plethora of things that you do adding into your wellness regimen. And I could tell you right now, we're going to need some help in some of these other areas it's not really tapped into. So I did hear that there was a beauty regimen that also came into that. Talk to me about where that came from, how that plays out. And if you was given, we said 4 steps?
5. We're going to go to 5.
And 3 wishes.
You was going to try to get a Drew Hill. See, you can't let these Baltimore dudes get too crazy in here. They're going to try to sneak some Cisco inside of every conversation. KJ, my fault, man. I didn't mean for you to get
not
that
too much
straight.
on Baltimore now. Come on.
I know. I knew it was going to come in. And
Dragon.
don't you ever say nothing like that to me.
He good anyway.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry. I didn't mean to derail, but could you share with me a little bit about your insights on that practice and how that, informs some of the other stuff that you got going on?
All right, do you want me to get detailed or just go real fast?
You do whatever you need to do. We're gonna make sure that it's gonna be the best possible information that you can provide.
All right, so first things first. You're going to go to sleep.
Okay.
You're going to get your full 8 hours.
Why is that important?
Because you're going to look tired.
Okay,
You're gonna have
there we go.
all that on your eyes. You don't
Get
want
them
that.
bags out. We gotta
we
get
don't
you to
want that.
sleep.
We don't want that.
There we go.
So you're gonna prioritize your rest. You're gonna prioritize your movement, sweating, getting the juices going.
I need a good detox. Yeah,
yes,
for
that's
sure.
gonna be the second step. You're gonna drink tea.
Okay.
Tea. I love me a good coffee.
Okay.
I know matcha's a thing now, but I
Right.
love me some hot peppermint tea, green tea. Then you're gonna move over to what you eat.
Okay.
Greens.
Yeah.
Enjoy yourself, but reel it in.
You gotta relax responsibly. I like it.
Right.
You need some
know?
anchors, some borders.
Yeah, not too much. Just
Make an
enough.
indulgence, but make an allotment for some smart choices.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm with you.
And then I'm going to say, skincare-wise, keep it simple. I do use, like, a lot of Korean skincare,
Okay.
And what do? I do Laneige, which is great.
Okay.
You're going to start you with a cleanser.
I'm gonna need a cleanser.
Yes, or an exfoliant. Like if you want to exfoliate, that's
Either way,
depending upon your skin. Don't do it all the time.
Got you. I don't want to be like too raw on the cheeks and stuff.
Right. And then find a good esthetician too. But anyway, you're gonna do your your cleanser. Then you're gonna go in with your toner. I use snail mucin afterward because it gives me a nice glow.
Okay.
Then you're gonna do some SPF.
SPF. Okay. Yeah, you gotta protect from the sun.
All the time.
Got you.
And then you're gonna end it with like a nice moisturizer and some vitamin E oil and call it a day.
Listen, I'm here for this now. I done took some notes over on this side. I don't know this brother over here who told me he's good from every
My skin
angle.
is flawless, brother. Stop.
I don't know if you got any snail. What was that? Snail
mucin.
You ain't got no snail mucin in your game, bro.
I got hydroxylic acid.
Ooh, okay.
See, you don't be knowing, brother. I ain't want to snoot on you. But you
get your hydroxylic. So, all right, my fault. Respect. I see you.
Put some respect on my name. Now, as I'm still carving out this wellness niche, right, that I'm thinking about the importance of simplicity, right? Like the starting point, the barrier for wellness, I think has been lowered, like around the world for the most part, especially with, COVID and things like that. I think just the intentionality of people caring more is at an all-time high. Now, I will say that with the starting point being lower, with more people getting into it, it's becoming ubiquitous. Like we've seen the run clubs popping up all over the place. And I'm curious as to how do you stay centered in your mission and your community with so much noise around? Like, how do you stay like, yo, this is walking? What if somebody want to pick up the pace? Or what if somebody like, yo, let's run.
Let's skip today.
Right.
It's a skip club.
Let's add some jump ropes. Like, how do you stay centered in this is what this is, and we don't have to compete with anyone else?
Purpose. When you know that you are doing something that means something, you can't focus fully on anything else, right? Those are all great things. We have some great running clubs now. We have even some other great walking clubs.
Yeah.
But I know what my purpose is. I know what God has bestowed upon me to do for the community. So I'll lead fully into that, right? Comparison is a thief of joy. I don't compare myself to anybody. And then I also always prioritize the mission. Why do I do this?
Yeah.
My why. My why will always supersede any outside noise. So that creates a level of tunnel vision to make you be like, all of these things are great. These are beautiful, amazing groups. Walking Away is beautiful and amazing as well in its own right.
Yeah.
So I lean into that all the time.
Absolutely. What's something that you did not know, or something that you thought building a community around an activity like walking is? What's something that you learned that you did not know coming into that? Like, I thought building a community was about this, but in reality, it ended up being about whatever that other side is.
I thought when I first started Walking Away, I thought that it was just going to be about being social. But then it turned into strengthening personal goals with fitness, period. It makes you want to see, well, what else can I do? If I can do this, if I enjoy this, what else will I enjoy in the fitness world? So it opens up doors to be inspired to do other things, especially for me when it comes down to wellness and fitness. So I thought it was just going to be like, a group of us, we're just going to be talking. Oh, we talk, but we walk.
Yeah.
It makes you want to lean into other things that you can do fitness-wise. So it makes you think, okay, what can I do next? If I'm walking and I'm enjoying it, okay, what else will I enjoy when it comes to physical activity?
Yeah.
So it definitely opens up a door for so many other things. Like when we're walking, we're looking at that Strava. We're looking at the time that we are, we're making. We're looking at our Apple Watches. We're making sure that we're staying together. We're making sure that we are walking at a good pace. And a lot of ladies, when they're finished, they'll look at me like, girl, I thought we were just having fun. No, we really walking. We're going to do that Williamsburg Bridge. We're going to walk that incline.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, it definitely, I think, brought out a side of physicality that I didn't even know I had.
Yeah.
It makes you want to lean more into those things. So, definitely, I thought it would be just social. And it's like, no, it's social and it's inspiring in terms of movement.
What's some of those things that you would want to try or, like, you have interest in? I know you mentioned boxing. Like, what's some of the things that you would want to see or, like, attempt in that?
Oh my God, I don't know. I'm gonna punch. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. You know, it's like, nah,
Like-
sometimes you gotta just jab cross them real quick. Tell 'em
Right?
what's
Like
up.
I'm looking at these videos. I'm like, dang, like this is a sport.
Yeah.
And I think that I think it also will challenge me and push me to see how far I can go, like push my limits. I think I didn't know I was like that until recently. Like I
Yeah.
really want to try things, like, and I want to be good at it.
Yeah, I just got to send a shout out to and a forewarning to my brother over there, KJ. Like when she said she wants to try things, when she learned that jab hook cross, guess where it's coming, bro? Just understand. Yo, I learned something in class today. Pop, pop, pop. And it'd be like, yo, I didn't even ask for this.
Yeah.
I didn't know where this was at.
Get up, man. Let me show you.
I've been on the receiving end of that sometimes. You know, it's just kind of like, no, look, they told me how to pivot off this foot so I can put more power behind it. It's like, all right, behind every black woman is a flinching black man somewhere.
Come home from a good gym session. She comes straight in the house. She said, "Oh, babe," she said, "Listen, I did this, I did this, I did this." I'll be like,
Respect.
Yeah.
Don't hold the mitts. If it comes out,
Yeah.
just make sure the mitts is going to the side. But yeah, I love the adventure of finding something new in fitness. I'll try a bunch of like random stuff sometimes. And if there's people doing some health and wellness kind of situations, I've definitely popped up in a couple of questionable different exercises, activities, excursions.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I haven't done any like super fun ones recently though. Kyle, you do any like fun new fitness activities?
Absolutely not. I would say for me, the fun in the fitness comes with getting back to a solid routine.
Okay.
Like just overcoming, like personally, I've had a few injuries just back to back consecutively that have derailed me a bit. But walking was definitely something that I've always leaned into. I would say, especially when I tore my Achilles and I opted not to have surgery, walking became something that was the only thing that could keep me grounded enough to know that like I could still keep going. And even when I think about like I've torn my ACL a couple of times and like I've had a couple of knee surgeries, walking is something that I think most people, humans as a whole, take for granted, right? Like it's the simplest form of movement because we can do it. That's what we inherently do. But a lot of times I don't think people take it to be as serious as it is to, you know, move from place to place. And even just, you know, being the wellness professionals that we are, I wanted to go through a quick list of things that walking can improve, Brother Tone.
Okay.
First and foremost, it improves your cardiovascular health.
Okay.
So we're talking blood flow, right? A lot of times people don't think about your heart has to pump blood, right? So when it goes down and comes back up, being able to have that consistent flow and to avoid things like blockages and things like that is always going to be great. Another thing it helps with is stronger bones and muscles, right? When you think about impact, you think about stepping and being on the ground. Also think about proprioception, right? So being able to look and see where you're going and your brain to process and create those kind of movements. Last would just be a reduced risk of chronic diseases that you talked about, Brother Tone.
For sure.
Now, when I personally think about just the importance of movement as a whole, I often have the conversations of when you think about a child, you think about like an infant. Movement is how you learn, right? Movement is how you explore. It's how you grow. It's like, oh, I'm going to crawl over here. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that, right? So at its core, I would say movement is impactful because it's directly connected to knowledge.
Okay.
Right? Now, I go into this whole rant, you know, and I be, you know, the brains is up there from time to time, you know what I'm saying? You got to...
I'm going to let you live, man.
But I'm saying all this to say that when I think about the purpose that you laid out, when I think about the difference you're making in people's lives with just showing up, what does it feel like to be a leader? And then where do you see yourself going in the future?
To whom much is given, much is required.
Okay.
You feel it. When I first started, I was like, okay, I thought it was one thing. And then it started to grow into something so much bigger. And then I was like, man, I'm trying to figure out, I'm still trying to find the balance, honestly, of how to navigate that. I haven't fully figured out. But being a leader, it has, I would say, walked away has encouraged me to pour into myself in a way that's unimaginable, right? I can't say that, I want us to do all these walking things and I'm not taking care of myself on a fitness level either.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't be all winded. I'm the leader. I'm all, oh, Jesus, we got to take a break. No, I can't. I don't want that. And I think my group deserves a leader who can lead properly. So I definitely think that it has allowed me the opportunity to lean into growing myself up. Like, like being consistent with moving and being consistent with showing up for myself fitness wise. So being a leader walking away has inspired me to be a leader in a way that I didn't even think I had, right? Like, I have to lean into those things a lot more.
I could just elevate something that I've seen in you in our brief interactions. I would say that I'm proud of everything that you got from walking away, but your acts and service of how you serve everybody else, I know that didn't just come from that one group. So I only bring that up to make that point of distinction. Like, that's been something that has been pivotal in every conversation that we've had, is that you have this nature of serving and being in service of that greater good. Like, that through line, I think, is going to make you be ready for whatever has to happen. Because most of the part of these leadership roles, most of them people be making that shit up anyway. Like, I haven't made it to a room where there was a leader that knew what they was doing and haven't been like, you making half of this up at this point in my life. But respect to that, right? Because if you could stay focused, stay on the mission, and you can make it be so that you saw something in your mind and you executed that takes a different level and a different route, right? But the thing that is quintessential is going to be that acts and service that I hear you speak of, and that richness that comes from there. So I just want to champion that in the midst of everything else that's happening, right? It's something that is paramount even into the idea of what accessibility is inside of your group, right? So we talked about some of the benefits that people can gain from doing walking, right? Let me tell you that today I'm 39 and I have aging parents, and I could think about how every day they decide not to do something, it's only going to be impacted further down the line. So when you think about, I never had to worry about falling in my mind as a real thing, but people who don't walk as much tend to fall a lot more. When their bone density is low, they also tend to break a lot of stuff. And I have direct touches with that throughout the entirety of my personal experience. So I do say introducing that into people's lives that don't see themselves in that position is a powerful tool. And I want to keep championing any exploration in that. So the more curiosity you come into the space with, the more bold you can say, you know what, this is what's happening, this is what this is about, and this is who I look to serve. I only can say that this is going to serve not just your community, but it's going to serve you in the long run, wherever you see that vision, right? Now, if we think about this vision, this is where we at today, right? What's 5 and maybe even 10 years out from walking away look like?
I would say, of course, a larger group. I do want to expand to different cities, not just New York.
Okay, we walking it out everywhere. We
Right.
walking it away.
Like-
LA, walk away DC, Baltimore. See how I said it?
That's not how you say
That's
it.
not how you say. Please say it right, because KJ will correct me. I say it wrong. I do Baltimore. No, that's not.
Baltimore.
It's,
She say the T.
Put some
Baltimore.
respect on the town. All right?
I definitely see walking away in different cities. I see some sponsorships. I would love to be able to give my ladies like some spa days and do some retreats and things like that. Because we do deserve to rest as well,
Absolutely.
right? And then I also see it being on the business side really scaling, like in terms of being able to do different things. Like, who knows what doors walking away will open on the business wise. You know, we do merchandise. We can do some really great collaborations. I'm just very hopeful to see where it goes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm still learning too. I'm learning business stuff too.
You have to.
Yeah.
You know what ends up happening to everybody that doesn't learn that way or doesn't approach it this way? And I'm so happy to be in a space where everybody today in our contemporary spaces has some kind of inkling of, I eventually want to get like some type of dollars in here just for sustainability, right? Your whole organization has a purpose. Purpose doesn't have to be the dollars, but you know what goes further in your organization? Dollars. It just does.
It
Just
does.
is like you don't have to split the hairs about it. And when you have sustainability baked into it, how much more could you be in service of that same community? How much more could they actually help you get to any of those kind of desires that you would want to have on that on your road mark, so to speak. So you having the ability to get the right camera people, have the ability to get the right distribution, having the ability to get the right person who can make that call to that one brand that could do 90% of what you're talking about. It's all about, for me, understanding how quickly you could develop, hey, this is a real question that I have to ask, and who do I need to ask that for, right? So as you're building your community around the purpose and drive, like when you do find yourself in the spaces with these other community leaders, asking the right questions is important too. And a lot of people play this game the wrong way. I feel like if I made it somewhere, everybody gotta be able to come in. This is the ladder. I found this ladder. This ladder goes to that room. Now, everybody could come. Everybody has to do their same. I took the steps up here. You gotta walk them same steps. But once you make it here, this is how you gotta navigate in that space.
Yeah.
Have you learned anything differently about the business side of what this is from any of your peers in that space?
So I am just now, I would say, getting comfortable with the networking portion of Walk It Away.
Yeah.
I'm like, girl, you can walk it away all day long, but you also have to go to these other events. You have to go to these other things, and you have to ask, and you have to bear witness to people who are doing these successful things.
Yeah.
I think Choose Your Own Adventure was like my first real enter into that world, and I got to see the different leaders, and I was like, dang, like, y'all know y'all stuff, like, I gotta get it together, like, but I also drew a lot of inspiration from that because it allowed me to understand and know that these are people who are making this not just their purpose, but this is their business. I mean, even you, like when we were on the phone and seeing you bear witness to see what you have done with Rivian and what you guys have done with this podcast all together, it is definitely, it's like a huge switch.
That's what this whole podcast is for.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't want to do half the shit y'all see me doing.
Yeah.
Like, by and large, it's closer to 80% of the stuff that people see me doing.
Yeah.
Just know that this is all self-taught. And this is not what Tony wanted to do. I could have got much more efficiently to the destination if I had the pieces that I needed to get there in that time, right? But my purpose is, hey, I figured out mad stuff in a lot of this area and in adjacent areas that don't even make sense. But if you're paying attention, it's like, this one dude, he keep finding new rooms, and he don't be the bottom end of any of these rooms that he keep finding. It's like, okay, eventually, hey, one of y'all that needs to do this exact same thing, I can make it exponentially easier for you. Just do this. Hey, don't call that person. That person's going to waste your time. They're going to steal your talent. They're going to steal your energy. They're going to pay you in a bunch of cool. Oof. And then as soon as February is not here, they ain't going to talk to you until June. And then after June is gone, you ain't going to hear again from mad long.
Right.
But we're going to keep your face on the page and be like, we need that.
I would like to think we are in celebration of those in the wellness community and not those that steal from us. Like, Lululemon. No, we ain't going to say that.
Now you just threw
man.
This guy doesn't understand.
Hey, man,
Now he be blocking the blessing. That's the blessing blocked right there. What you don't do is they be stealing.
That's what they do.
Here's what you don't do.
You gotta bring them to but on the real, I do think about the importance of this podcast is for people like you that are impacting the community, right? Like we like to celebrate folks and share the stories of the people that are doing the thing, right? We've done wellness for a very long time, the better year, 20 years or something like that, and me just being in something like the yoga space, because I didn't see people like me that was doing yoga. They wasn't listening to the music I wanted to listen to. They wasn't moving the way that I wanted to move. And it's like, I could do that better than you. Let me go get this certificate.
Go ask somebody for permission.
Yeah, and take up as much space as I can, right? And I feel that the power in those stories, the power in us existing is what's going to continue to make this cool, continue to make this, something that the youth want to do, right? When I'm thinking about, I guess, we talked about future aspirations. We talked about present day, Brother Tone, I don't know. We got a success question on the line. You got rapid fire.
We kind of got to that. More importantly, I want to land on the allyship side. So for me, it's kind of in that same direction that we were talking about. Hey, these are the people that you can learn from in your area, in your peer group. Hey, this is how they did that. Like, I need to ask them a question about, like, what does it look like to set this up? Where do you need to go? On the same road, every time you do an event, allies along that way help you out exponentially, right? So what's allyship look like for any of the things that you might want to do, or what kind of allies do you need to come and be in support of Walk It Away?
Oh, I mean, I would say quick shout out to those who have stood by Walk It Away, who are allies at this point. Dink was probably one of our first sponsors.
Which Dink we talking about?
Dink from some Social Cycle.
Oh, okay.
Caitlin, yes.
I know a few different Dinks. I was like, wait a second, hold on.
Okay, wait a minute now.
I just wanted to make sure. I was like, hey, listen, we just had this good Baptist woman talk about all this good stuff. I was like, hold on now. The weed.
No.
That's a separate show.
No, not a reefer. Not a reefer one. No.
Oh, appreciate you. I got you. Appreciate you. Yes, the banana bread.
Banana bread, yes.
Solid. With you.
So
with the chocolate chips.
You gotta make the distinction.
Y'all out of control.
I just wanted to get the record straight.
Thank you.
Because I know who our listeners are. They be like, yo, she with that? Like, hold up now. Don't be pulling up to the Walking Away with all this extra.
We walking away with the...
Y'all need to calm down.
The banana bread, y'all.
Banana bread, yeah. Shout out to much love.
Yes, Caitlin was the first sponsor or ally. She shared everything. She didn't charge me a penny, and she gave all of my ladies some good banana bread.
Yeah.
I think Drip Coffee.
Drip. For sure. Drip out in Brooklyn?
Yes.
Yeah, shout out to the brother Mitch. Yeah,
yes.
He been on the show before too.
Yes.
He used to train with this guy.
A bunch of Harlem businesses.
Yeah.
The Unique Boutique. Like, these are all people who have seen the vision, and they're like, listen, I love this. I want to be a part of it some way, somehow, or I want to help and aid that. I think when I think about allyship, I think of alignment too. Because just because you have the resources, it doesn't mean that necessarily you align with what the vision is for Walk It Away.
Yeah.
I think that I want it to be authentic. I want to be able to gift the community some things that they really do need. I think allyship and authenticity, y'all, hooked on phonics, and alignment, I think all of those things matter. And I think that when I think of allyship, I think that because of the route that I'm taking currently, I think that it'll attract the right type of ally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. So staying in that same, you're on your route, you seem pretty determined about it. You know exactly what the vision is. I got to champion you throughout all of that. Now, there is somebody who is at the preface of this journey, who does not have that level of certainty, does not have that level of fortitude, and needs something that is going to help them find their way onto this direction, right? So from a life mission standpoint, from a purpose-driven standpoint, what's a piece of information that you can give somebody who is in that same maybe lost space? They're trying to figure it out. They don't know where they want to go, and they don't have to be about the wellness stuff. Like, what's something that they could do to help them get into a position that will help them navigate out of that loss energy?
Right. Pray. That's the first thing. Pray and move.
Help me understand.
When I say pray, I think you need clarity of where your next step should be, but then you also kind of need to have a safe space to just kind of say what you're worried about, right? I would say definitely pray on it, right? Pray on it is something my grandma always said, pray on it. I was like, Grandma, what? Now I'm older, I realize, no, I really have to pray on it. Like, I really have to, God, please guide me in this direction. Where do I go? Whatever you lean into, whatever your faith is, I would say lean on that first. And then you have to move. Move can mean anything, right? If someone is navigating and trying to figure out, okay, I just lost my job, I don't know what to do next, I'm really stressed out and really anxious, I think just think about what you're doing in that moment. Do it the best that you can also. Just try something, just lean into trying something. Pray, move some way, somehow. You're like, listen, I can't find a job. Okay, I'm just get on TikTok, figure out how I can make a couple things shake, something like that, right? If you're someone who is starting out at a different level in fitness and you're like, oh my God, I can't do Pilates, I can't do aerial yoga, I can't do all of these like super duper challenging things, but I can walk.
Yeah.
And you can find Walk It Away.
You definitely could. I've attempted the aerial yoga too. You need to enter in that with some caution, but we talk about that another time. That's not going to be on this show. But I like the ability to be able to take all of those different paths. You be able to start at an appropriate energy and aligning not just your thoughts, your spirit, and your mind along with one singular purpose. Seems like it has helped you navigate fantastically.
Oh,
So
thank you.
I'm happy that you share that with everybody else. They could do that now. Now, Kyle,
What's the word?
I will say let's finish off with some faster paced, rapid fire questions. Now, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you. You know, we're doing all this walking all around the city. What's your favorite place to walk through in the city?
Central Park.
Central Park.
Of
Talk to me about it.
course.
Where specifically in the park, or like what's the vibe? What's happening in the park when you're having a good day?
All right. Actually, I'm gonna take that back.
Okay.
Sorry. Harlem.
Harlem. Okay.
Yes.
Take me through. We across 110th
Yes.
Street.
We're gonna start on 96.
He's a hater. You see it. You hear the hate in his heart.
I love some Bobby Womack.
not
Sing
the
it again.
line.
Sing it again.
That's not the line. You know what I'm saying? You're messing up
He's
the
a hater.
classic, brother.
He's a hater.
Now, I love me some Bobby Womack.
Come
Come
on.
on now.
We love Bobby. He wasn't singing Bobby.
Yeah, that 110th Street was a different one.
You know, I was
That's
trying.
a different vibe.
He had a different rendition.
No, I love. We did a Harlem walk.
Okay.
Myself with Communal Soul Clubs, which is another walking club. We did a collaboration, the
Nice.
Fly Moms Club, and we walked from 96th Street. We walked all around Harlem. So we did the Apollo, we did the Big L mural.
Okay.
We did Langston Hughes' house. 'Cause
Nice.
I feel like Harlem just has a ton of culture.
Man.
So I love that. Like, I love something that's scenic, but then I also love the fact that it was community. People like, y'all keep going. Like, while we were walking, like,
Yeah.
what is this? I like this. So I think Harlem is my favorite place to walk.
Don't it feel good when you hear the neighborhood cheering you on, too?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, okay.
They're like, what is this? What's this? Walking away?
You're like,
What's
I need
that?
to be a part
Yeah.
of this. It's all right. Matter of fact,
Right.
I'm going to go take me some steps today, too. They're
Right,
like, yeah,
right.
that's what's up. I like that. See?
Right.
All right. So now, after we finish the walk through our favorite part of the city, right?
Okay.
If we gathering for that fellowship, where are the ladies gathering on preference? Where are we trying to meet up? Favorite post-walk activity?
We like to eat. Ain't gonna lie.
Okay. I ain't mad at you. We breaking bread.
We
We
want a
overdo breaking bread for
We
a
want
little
a little
bit.
snack.
Okay.
Let's see. We can. It depends on when we're in it. If we're in Harlem, we're gonna end at MBHB, which is like a bakery cafe kind of vibe.
MBHB.
NBHD. Excuse me.
NDH. Those letters.
Yeah.
We're going to check that out.
Yep. We're gonna. We're gonna end there, and then we just grab a little smoothie, something real quick from a
Okay.
little local juice shop, something like
All
that.
right, solid. Okay, we talked about all this walking again. I got to ask you, how are we treating the relaxation portion after we done all this walking?
Recovery.
Recovery. Talk to me
Yeah.
about it. How are we
We-
getting into the recovery portion?
We're getting into stretching now.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna get into some stretching.
Nice.
I would love to have a young lady lead the end stretches, but now we just kind of doing like the basics.
Okay.
Just
We
covering the
get some
bases.
stretching going.
Yeah.
I do know a good person. He's a good brother. Sorry, he's not going to make the lady quotient. I cannot check that box. But somebody who has had to heal their own self, right, through restorative actions like a good foam rolling out the bottom of your feet. You're doing a lot of walking. Make sure we got the right shoes on out there, folks.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
want to make sure that your feet could spread a little bit. But after you finish, you're going up them hills, you're doing all the rest of that stuff. You got to roll your feet out a little bit. Got to make sure these feet don't be in there fighting. You know?
Yeah.
They be crossing up. You gotta make sure that they take care of your feet.
Balled
Nice
up.
little mani-pedi party. Go a long way is all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Okay, nice. And last but not least, now this is a totally aside question. Again, this gentleman has interjected into the conversation, but he's not on the mic right now. But I'm gonna ask you a question about him, right? Because
Yeah.
I'm thoroughly proud of this brother that's behind you over here. And I
Yes,
told
yes.
him from day one, this is somebody that I love that's part of the tribe over here. When you think about y'all dynamic as not just a couple, but a couple that's helping each other move through and navigate the space, what's the importance of that relationship to you?
I love him. I'm just kidding.
Oh, look at him
I
back there.
No, I think the importance, in all seriousness, we definitely put God at the base of our relationship every time. But then I also think we learn how to navigate spaces with softness towards each other. So not only is he my safe space, but I'm his safe space. We allow ourselves the opportunities to do so. The health aspect of it too, like having that safe space is great. Having the romance is great, but us prioritizing, we want to be here with each other for a very long time on this earth. So we prioritize movement and eating right and walking and all of these things. That's the basis of it, aside from God. And then leaning on each other in terms of creating safe spaces. I'm his safe space. He's my safe space. Giving him a safe space to be vulnerable. I think we talk about Black women also being vulnerable, but Black men also they don't always have that advantage of being amongst vulnerability in relationships.
Nah.
I think we had to stop the whole just be a provider thing. I need you to be good. Like, I need you to feel good. I need you to rest. I need you to be mentally okay. I need you to be physically okay. So I think, just always thinking about each other and our wellness has definitely created a level of balance and health in our relationship.
Man, a lot of people looking for that type of dynamic in life all throughout. So to see that y'all have it, it is something that I got to champion and I got to celebrate. So
Thank
I definitely
you.
wanted to make sure that we touch down on that before we
Y'all
let
come to the
let's get
wedding.
out of here.
Y'all
Come
come to
on
the
now. Come on. I'm in the party. Make it, Kyle.
I'm around. I don't mind putting the suit on.
My man. I'm liking it. So everybody's going to need to know how they can walk it away themselves and how they can keep up with all the great stuff that you have going on. Could you please let our good listeners know how they can tap in with what you got going on and how they can stay connected to what's coming up next?
Please follow us on Instagram, walkitaway_. That is where we are mainly at the moment. Building our website soon.
Okay.
We're going to have some good things coming. So just follow us on Instagram. All the details will always be there for the walks. We try to do it twice every month.
Come on.
And yeah.
And Kyle, need to let you know that this resource and this platform is here for you for whatever you need. So please, from my heart to yours, please let us know how we can be there to champion and uplift and amplify anything you got going on, and we're going to be here for that.
Thank you.
Off the strength, we here. Brother Jones, you got anything else you want to put on that?
Walk it out.
There we go. Once again, it's been another fantastic episode of Off the Strength with a trainer called Tony.
KR Jones.
Peace and much love to everybody out there. Till next time, we'll see you soon. Peace. What's good, everybody? I'm a trainer called Tony, and I am here from the infamous Off the Strength podcast, asking you today, listeners, viewers, wherever you may be, to please like, listen, and subscribe to our podcast. This is how we're going to continue to be able to deliver you the best goddamn wellness information out here. So if you want to keep hearing this, and you want us to keep growing, you are a part of this show just as much as anything else. So please go to offthestrength.com. Make sure you check out our blogs. Make sure you check us out on IG. And if you're hearing this voice and you didn't hit that subscribe button, know that Kyle is going to come looking for you.
You got that right.